And we're delighted to welcome back Dr. Chris Smith, lecturer at Cambridge and managing editor of The Naked Scientist. Gary the Milkman is up already. He's out there working somewhere in Exeter. And he says, can Dr. Chris please explain yesterday's news about the sun dimming unexpectedly? Did you catch that?
I didn't see that story, but people are very interested in the sun because we want to understand whether the sun's energy input to Earth is responsible for the warming signal that scientists are now detecting on Earth. You know, is global warming just secondary to activity of the sun, or is something else going on? So they're very interested. They've been looking at the sun very closely. And so we now know quite a bit about the sun because there's quite a few good missions, including satellite missions like Stereo and SOHO, which are satellites which are watching the sun. And people have also noticed this phenomenon of global dimming, where paradoxically, when we chuck stuff into the atmosphere, greenhouse gases as well as particulates, some of the chemicals that come out through burning fuels can reflect energy back into space, and so this gives this apparent dimming of the sun. So I'm not clear on the actual story that was published yesterday, so I'm not going to speculate on something I know nothing about. But what I will say is that there's a lot of evidence now that the sun changing its activity is not responsible for the global warming signal we're seeing. That's an independent effect, but that we are definitely seeing interesting chemistry going on Earth because of what's going on. And there's a paper in Nature Geoscience this week where scientists have shown that lead in fuel is actually very good at producing rain clouds, and in fact it could have offset global warming because the lead made lots of droplets of water in the clouds, and those droplets of water made lots of big clouds. The clouds reflected energy out into space, keeping the Earth cooler than it should have been, and therefore we've effectively mitigated some of our own greenhouse gas emissions just because we used lead. Amazing. Who'd have seen that coming?
Yes, who would have thought? Yeah, whatever next.